So I felt immediate relief when I got an X on my license, finally. The Supreme Court just ruled to resume Trump's plan and requires people's sex assigned at birth to be displayed on their identity documents.
Essentially, Trump and his Supreme Court has made it unsafe for trans people to travel outside of this country. Shout out to trans people like Blair White who are Trump supporters. Your president said you a man today, Keisha. The U.S. Supreme Court, which has been set up and being run by the decrepit, decaying President Trump, has agreed to a temporary ban from trans people choosing which gender is represented on their passport. This makes it unsafe for trans people to currently travel internationally. If y'all really don't like trans people, why don't y'all want to let us go? Why are y'all trying to force us to be here? Not to mention, how would the gender on my passport really affect anybody else? Some people believe that these anti-trans laws and this anti-trans rhetoric is really about white trans people detransitioning so that they can...
Oh my God, they always have to make it about white people. Oh my God. Do you know that white trans people are also affected by this, supposedly? What? That has nothing to do with white or black. It literally has to do with your gender marker on your passport. What? You people are so insane and so all. Oh, I should literally have the binky right here. Do I have one? Oh, no, I don't. But I should. I should have one every single time you losers, first off, say, they hate trans people. Secondly, white people are the worst, blah, blah, blah. I should literally every single time my hand would be doing this every time. Okay, so no, you can travel all you want. Safety? No, has nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. Can actually tell you're a dude. So I don't know what you're tripping out on. Thirdly, you can travel, okay? So, I don't know if you all understand how easy it was for a transgender person to go and have their passport. I guess they didn't need to show proof of citizenship, or because proof of citizenship, meaning you are born in the United States of America, meant that you have to show a birth certificate. The majority, I would say 99% of transgender people don't have their birth certificate reflect their gender identity. It reflects the sex that they are born as, male or female. So how did transgender people get passports before? I know for me, my actual birth certificate has been changed 20-something years ago when we were actually normal. We respected stuff. It took me a lot to get that passport and that birth certificate changed. It wasn't just something I could do. I had to go through a whole system to have that situation. You had to medically transition. You had to have doctor's notes. You had to show that you were this way. Now anyone can go and have their passport under the guise of transgender. This is a safety issue at this point. You transgender activists created a loophole that said you can go get an X on your passport. Now passports will not reflect X anymore. And I have to tell you that I agree with that, okay? I agree with that. What is an X? An X is a weird, made-up, nonsensical, has nothing to do with gender identity. It means nothing. So now you have to show proof of your sex in order to get your passport. Sorry, losers, but now you're going to have to put actually what you are, which is either a male or a female. I get to put male because I did the work for 20, 30 years, and I'm pretty much in that system because I've done the work to do that. And as far as I'm concerned, I do deserve that. I'm not trying to fool anybody, okay? I've been doing the work for years. If it had to go back to female, I actually don't care. You guys all know that. I actually don't care. But it's not going to because I've been put in the system. I'm not trying to jerk the system around like you all are. And also, I don't understand this idea that you fear traveling or that you fear all of this. Just go. No one actually even cares. It's that easy. I traveled with a passport that said female, okay, for many, many years, and nobody cared. I don't even think they even looked at it, to be honest with you. They just looked at the picture. Is it you, your name, blah. That's it. But, you know, you people and your racist comments, it has to do with white people. Should I finish this video? Okay.
Help procreate and increase the white population in America. And with this belief, non-white trans people are simply just caught in the crossfire.
No.
Which is common for non-white people in the US.
Oh my God.
Black and brown people specifically are commonly just pawns to push a white political agenda. For my trans siblings who are seeking asylum outside of this country, I would suggest accepting whatever gender marker they put on your passport for now, and then seek asylum in an LGBTQ plus friendly country.
Good luck.
Like Canada.
Like Canada.
Yes, it is an inconvenience, but your safety and sanity long term is more important. Let my people go.
Just move already, okay, you racist freak. Just move. Go move. Move to Canada. Shut up. Like no one cares. You don't even pass, so I don't know what you're talking about. And also, here they come, Canada. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of you people. I'm so sick of being like, it's all the white man's fault. Then move to a country that's all black where you feel comfortable. Like, seriously, if I didn't feel comfortable in this country, which I didn't, by the way, and I moved to Mexico for 10 years, you people just love to make yourself feel like victims. Oh, my God. So thank you so much for subscribing, hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button. Thank you for helping me make these videos. I'm just going to say it as it is. You know that. I got to. I can't pussyfoot around these people anymore. They're insane. I'm sure someone's going to send this to someone who's going to say, Book Angel is racist. Whatever. I'm transphobic. I might as well be racist too, because you guys are just too easy. Here's the actual thing that's happening right now.
The Supreme Court out with this ruling on the Trump administration and passports. They're now saying that the Trump administration can force people to ID themselves on passports based on their sex at birth, meaning male or female would be the only options. Critics tonight call that a major blow to transgender rights.
How?
The court writing in the order that displaying passport holders' sex at birth no more offends equal protection principles than displaying their country of birth. In both cases, they write, the government is merely attesting to a historical fact without subjecting anyone to differential treatment.
So basically what it's saying is you can no longer put X. They didn't say you couldn't put M or F on there. They said that it has to pertain to your sex. No more X bullshit. Okay, so you see how they're twisting all the words around? Now, I went to the Department of the Government Department, and I looked up eligibility to get a passport. This is what you need to get a passport: a U.S. citizen by birth or naturalization, or a qualifying U.S. non-citizen national, okay? And the thing that you need to fill out a specific form, and you need to show proof of citizenship, okay? And proof of citizenship, when I click on that, is, guess what proof? I was born in the United States. What do you need? You need to provide a U.S. birth certificate. So again, I'm going to go back to, how did you get your passport before if you didn't have a birth certificate that reflected your chosen gender? How? I don't understand. So I think there was a loophole there that was created by Biden that said anyone can self-ID as trans and get a passport, which is a security risk tenfold. Also, you people don't ever want to do the work. You want everything handed to you. It's actually pathetic and disgusting. So, yeah, guess what? No more X on passports. I don't know how that affects trans people when an X is not trans. It's non-binary, which is different than trans. So, to change the gender marker on your U.S. passport, you must complete the application DS11, submit a separate new attestation form to certify your gender change, and provide a passport photo. So you have to have a birth certificate to get a passport. I think it's always been that way. It's not new. It's not targeted at you. It's always been like that. It's you people. You are so fucking annoying. It's unbelievable. So now, this one cracks me up.
You think if I walk up to you at the airport and show you an F on my passport, you're gonna let me get on that flight? Like, you're not.
Yeah, you
When
are.
I first started transitioning, I remember going into a bar with my ID and having someone tell me that it wasn't me because it was a woman's ID. Ever since that happened, I was nervous to go to the airport, I was nervous to travel, I was nervous to do anything because my ID had an F on it. So I felt immediate relief when I got an X on my license, finally. The Supreme Court just ruled to resume Trump's plan and requires people's sex assigned at birth to be displayed on their identity documents. Not
But wait, you just said that you didn't want an F on your passport, but you have an X on your passport. You are so full of shit. Oh, secondly, let me tell you, I traveled a lot with an F on my passport. Nobody cares. You're all making this up in your head. And I would be more concerned with an X on my passport than an F on my passport. Anyway, this person is bitching about having not being able to have an X on their passport. Don't you guys have anything else to do? No, you just want to be victims. This is one of my favorite trans man victims.
My name is Max. I'm a transgender American, and today I am leaving the United States indefinitely and moving to Valencia, Spain.
Sure you
On
are.
my way to Spain, I'm going to be staying with a friend in Vienna, Austria. So I'm going to take tons of videos so that y'all can see what Austria is like. And then I will be going to Valencia. I want to help as many people as possible to get out of the United States. So if you're someone that is feeling like you need to leave the United States for your safety, please message me. I certainly don't have all of the answers, but I am happy to take time to research and see what possible options there are out there. And if you're someone that knows of different options, please message me. The countries that I know the most about in terms of visas are Canada, Mexico, and Spain. But as a social worker, I am very good at resource navigation. And so I plan to use what free time I have trying to help people.
You mean all your free time? Because all you're ever on TikTok asking for money so you can move because you're a social worker and a therapist. This dude is a complete grifter. He's been grifting. He's moving out for 2 years now. 2 years he's been moving, and he's been doing GoFundMe for money so that he can move. And now he's going to help you if you need to do it, but he really doesn't know anything. So he's still going to do the research. But if you know something and you can send it to him, then you can help him move, but he doesn't know shit about shit. Guess what, Canada? They're all coming to you. Also, what do they fear? I'd really love to know what is fearful about living in this country as a transgender person. What are you fearing for your safety for? I just really, if anyone could answer that in the comments, it would really help me to understand. I really want to know what they're fearing, because it's all, in my opinion, it's all made up. It's all gaslighting. It's all made up. They're all talking about moving, yet they're not moving, all moving to Canada, which is hilarious. Okay, so just go already. Like, the fact when people have to keep announcing what they're doing, but they're not doing it, that's a red flag right there. This one.
The whiplash of this current moment as a trans person in New York is so, I mean, it's just a lot. Like, I just got off of a 10-hour shift where I opened maybe 100 bottles of champagne, reflected in the cuts on my hands. Wow. And, you know, like, serving the city's wealthiest. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at a drone flying in the sky right now. What the fuck? And I just walked past the Brooklyn Paramount, the theater where Zoran held his, you know, like, election party where we watched him give his speech. And it's like all this positivity and excitement in that regard. And then you check your phone and it's like, oh, the Supreme Court says you can eat shit.
No, they didn't.
And it's just kind of like, oh, I live in a country that still hates me, but my mayor likes me and the moon looks amazing. I don't know.
But my mayor likes me. We'll see. This is going to be amazing. Mom, of course, right? Nose ring, trans. I worked for the rich and my hands hurt because I opened 100 bottles of champagne. Wah, I don't really want a job. Mom Donnie is going to make sure that we don't have to have jobs and everything is free. It is so fucking hilarious watching these losers literally think like everything is going to be handed to them now. It's just like, what? The nose ring. The nose ring. The nose ring. It is so bizarre how many of these trans, queer, whatever they are, all have a nose ring. There's nothing unique about it. There's nothing cool about it. It's just, I don't know. I'm all about expression and having your own style and doing all that. But at this point, it's not your own style. At this point, you're just like everyone else. Also, a country that hates me. If you all are so freaked out about living in a country, I moved out of this country over 10 years ago and lived in another country. It's not that difficult. It's literally not that difficult. Why aren't you moving? I don't understand why you're not moving. And here you are in a country that supposedly, go to another country. I dare you, and live there and see how much you love and they love you in that country. Okay? Because there's this thing that people do where they think where they're at and there's all these problems, and it's called a geographics in sobriety, where you just keep moving and you're not dealing with your own issues right here. Instead, you're like, I'm just going to move and try to forget about the issues. The issues move with you. So whatever issue and shit you're dealing with in your own trans self, you're going to just move with that same shit. It's not going to get better until you take care of your own self. You all seem mentally unstable as far as I'm concerned. I would be taking care of my mental health before I'd be worried about moving to another country that might not even accept you.
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that transgender people have no right to a passport that reflects their gender identity. The passport office will only issue passports now identifying gender at birth as male or female. That's it. No more claiming X as a gender designation on your passport. The Supreme Court said displaying gender at birth no more offends equal protection than displaying their country of birth. In both cases, the government is merely attesting to a historical fact. But the plaintiffs argue they will face harm. They say forcing transgender to carry passports that out them increase their risks of harassment, discrimination, and even violence on security lines, airports, or even banks. What do you guys think? Was the Supreme Court right? The passport is identifying a historical fact? Or have we...
What I think is this. You're outing yourself already when you put X on your passport. And this is about X. It's not about male or female. So you people are full of shit. You're lying. You're making shit up. You already out yourself when you wear trans kids are kids. I'm trans. Trans is beautiful. Trans euphoria. I'm on TikTok. You're out yourself every fucking day. Now all of a sudden you're worried about your passport outing you with an X in it. This is the hypocrisy and the bullshit. These people, we've got to call them out. Okay. Thirdly, if you're not going to do the work, okay, to have a male or female on your passport like I and other transsexuals do, you don't get to have it's a gift. It is an actual gift to have a United States passport with the gender, okay, that you want to live as. That is a huge gift. You don't just get to have what you want. You got to work for it, okay? You don't get to have $1 million in your bank account unless you go and work your fucking ass off to make that $1 million. That's what's so great about this country. But you go right ahead and vote Mom Donnie in, okay? And let's see you get that $1 million in your bank account. Oh my God. Wow.
So Donald Trump wants to make it impossible for about half of all trans people to vote. For the past few days, he's been talking about requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote. If you're born in the U.S., there are 2 documents that are proof of citizenship: your birth certificate and your passport. So do you see the issue?
No.
The State Department has stopped allowing gender marker changes on passports. Now, an injunction made them keep doing this while the ACLU was suing them, but the Supreme Court lifted that injunction yesterday. A bunch of us have passports that don't match our legal name and gender, and we can't change them now. So if your passport doesn't match your current legal name and gender, and you live in a state where you can't change your birth certificate, you're shit out of luck. Now, trans people are not the only people that will be impacted by this. About 25% of black voters do not have proof of citizenship. You know, if you're a married woman, you might have some issues registering to vote because your legal name and your birth certificate don't match. If you were born in a home, not a hospital, you might not have a birth certificate. If you were...
Okay, stay in your lane, mister. You know what? Don't start going off here like you know what you're talking about, because you clearly don't. Also, legal. What part of legal are you not hearing? If your birth certificate does not match your legal name, and you have to go and do the work. You have to get your you have to get your birth certificate changed, going through a system. They have to evaluate you. This is for the safety of our country, number one. Number two, your self-ID shit is going away, because that's what was happening there. You can no longer have X. Thirdly, what? You can still go vote. No one's told you can't go vote. Doesn't matter that your passport says male. They just want to see an ID for you to go vote. Did you know in New York City you don't even have to have ID to vote? Neither do you have to have that in California. So there we go again. People making shit up in order to be victims. I just want to bring these last two because I've decided that I need to just make fun of these idiots. Okay, what is this? Okay, so you think these people are stable?
There is nothing more gender affirming than getting he/hemmed by the staff at your psych office while you're getting your letter that your insurance needs for your gender affirming care.
Oh, whoa, he hemmed. That's a girl who wants to be a man and is in the psych. Thank God you're in the psych office. But how did you get your letter? My God. This is how easy it is for these people to get their letters, to get their gender affirming care through insurance. My God. It's actually, oh my God. What is going on there? What's happening? The nose ring. The nose ring. This one has like 50 nose rings. Oh my God. It's so hilarious. I just think this one's funny. Okay, that literally reflects the transgender community and their passports. I'm just like, what? You're not even making any sense. None of it at all. Okay, you know I love the fart noises. It's so good. Well, anyway, that's it for today. And wow, seriously, I can debunk every single one of these freaks talking about my passport, I can't travel. Go, no one's stopping you. I'm in danger. No, you're not. You're actually not. I feel like people are more unsafe with you than you are unsafe with them. I even feel unsafe with you. You people have lost it. So with that, thanks for liking. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for commenting. And baby girl is doing awesome. She gives you all a thumbs up. Sending you all big love. And I'll see you guys all on the next one.